Hey everyone, welcome back to the monthly mortgage update. Let me share my screen here. The thing I want to point out is this update, we're calling it July, but really it's the numbers from May, and we have to wait all the way until May's done, and then June, and then they finalize the numbers to make sure they're accurate and they're checked. So we're always a bit delayed here. The one thing that you probably heard in the news recently was that home prices had come down about $20,000 in general. You have to take that with a grain of salt because the key is not every area, not every like city in the greater Phoenix metro area is moving the same. Half the cities actually saw an increase month over month, while others, dipped or held steady. So that's kind of a tough statistic, but in general, prices have been pretty consistent or coming down a bit. And that the prices coming down a bit has attracted a lot of home buyers. The other thing I'll say is total active listings climbed to nearly 50% compared to last May. So May of 2024, which basically means there's more options for buyers. There's more homes to pick from than before. There's more room to negotiate. And something I've been huge on saying over and over, if I'm known for anything, hopefully in the last year or so, it's seller concessions. Seller concessions are when a seller is willing to give money to help the buyer and entice them to buy their home. And the buyer can do one of two things with it. They can use it to lower their closing costs, which are normal fees you incur when buying a home, like the appraisal, a home inspection, maybe HOA transfer fees, title fees to legally get your name tied to the property on county records, stuff like that. There's always closing costs. That's one thing I want to point out. People will say, is it just down payment? No, there's down payment and closing costs. And so the one thing I want to point out is there's more homes on the market than before. Not a ton, but there's still more. And sellers are still offering these concessions, and it's been in over half the sales. And now we're going on 16, 17 months strong of sellers giving a concession. On average, it's been $10,000. And a real example I want to share is that I've had three families now be able to buy a home and with a lender program, get their down payment taken care of, and with seller concessions have the closing costs taken care of. And so basically they went from paying a monthly rent to paying a monthly mortgage, and they didn't have to worry about any of the in-between stuff. So there's some fantastic deals out there. I've been, to be honest, I've been shocked with some of the offers that my buyers have made, and then they get accepted because the seller has been trying to sell this home for 9 months. So there's definitely deals to be had. The last thing I'll say is people have wondered about foreclosures and is there going to be a housing crisis or anything? No, there's not. But I will say that foreclosure notices have increased slightly. In May, they went up to, for the whole Phoenix metro area, 407 foreclosure notices went out. But to give context, that sounds 407 sounds scary. To give context, that number in 2008 during the last major downturn was 6,000 notices in a month. So the fundamentals today are much stronger, and overall the market remains stable. And I guess the last thing I would say is kind of going in line with the foreclosures. People aren't going to start foreclosing on homes. First, it's going to be credit cards that they're struggling with, and we're seeing record credit card debt in the U.S. On average, people have like $30,000 in credit card debt. I just helped a family save $3,700 a month by helping them get a home equity line of credit to pay off their credit card. So basically, credit cards have like a 20 to 28% interest rate. A home equity line of credit is basically a second mortgage, and if you pay off all of your credit cards, and so you kind of transfer all that debt to your home equity line of credit, you can basically trade the interest rate from a 20, 25% to 10, 8, 9% interest rate on a HELOC. And the good news is the Federal Reserve we're starting to see the Federal Reserve kind of come around and say, hey, we think we might actually cut rates, because there's been so much dust in the air with President Trump and the tariffs and the economy and how are things going to go. And it's starting to look better and better and a little bit more stable. So anyways, if you have questions about buying a home, refinancing, getting a home equity line of credit, selling a home, reverse mortgages, anything like that, we're happy to help. And please don't hesitate to reach out or give us a call. Start your HomeQuest.